Now, from time to time, guys, I get asked by multiple men on here and through Facebook and Messenger and that they want to know what type of a bloke that I like. Well, it's obviously, I like guys who are down to earth, guys who are cool, chilled and laid back, that don't take life too seriously, that know when to have a good time, that has a great wicked ass sense of humour, that uses common sense and logic, that is open, raw, real and authentic, that has a good job, that is good with budgeting, that is, that's able to financially take care of themselves to a certain extent, that knows how to save their own money. So I don't want to be with a dude, to just say, that sponges off me all the time and is only using me for my money. I don't want to be with someone like that who wants to live through women. That's not how it should be. It should be 50-50 in a relationship. Bottom line. The woman shouldn't be doing more than she has to. The same with the bloke. You got to meet each other halfway. That's what I believe in. You know what I mean? I don't want to be with someone who doesn't work, who's lazy as hell, and I do all the hard work. No. I will not tolerate bums. Let me put it to you that way, okay? And, I need to be with a bloke that's got some form of a talent or a passion of some sort. You know what I mean? Like, come on. You don't want to be with someone who's particularly a surfboard. It's got no personality. I don't judge a person by what they wear. I don't care what a guy wears, okay? I don't care if he's tall, short, skinny, chubby. I don't judge people in that way. As long as he takes good care of himself, he showers, good personal hygiene, always smells good. I don't care what clothes he wears. I don't care. That doesn't mean anything. If I don't feel an instant connection with someone, I just only want to be strictly friends with that person. Nothing more. I will not take it any further. I need to feel a spiritual, mental click. Let me put it to you that way. And just a level-headed person who doesn't have severe addictions to anything, that doesn't have a heavy, lengthy criminal record, that practically has a head screwed on the right way, okay? And that has similar values to me and hobbies and all that. Like, I like horror movies and comedy and cartoons, and I'm into all types of, music. I need to be with someone that's got a very good musical ear, that enjoys listening to all types of music, that loves to go out hiking, loves the great outdoors and Mother Nature. I can't be with someone who wants to be inside all the time. That ain't me. I like to go out for long walks. I like to have fun. I like to go to the pubs. I like to go to, beaches, parks, you name it. Night clubbing, sadly, I've grown out of it. So night clubbing is not for me anymore. But yeah, each to their own. But honestly, at the moment, I'm not interested in dating anyone right now. But in the future, of course, I will. But not right now. I've got heaps of time. I'm not going to rush it. You know what I mean? Like, why should I? That's how I see it. I shouldn't rush it. Nobody should really. Take your sweet time. That's my advice. But yeah, that's practically it, really. Just, an average bloke, totally fine. I don't really judge a person by how they look. It's just, they've got to be excellent communicators. They've got to be open and honest and faithful and loyal. And that's it. I don't want to be with someone who's jealous and overprotective and controlling and manipulative. Hell no. I can tell that git where to go. No way. Just someone who's just reasonable and treats me reasonably. That's it. You know what I mean? Someone who's encouraging and uplifting and supportive. You don't want to be with someone that's going to, put you down. You know what I mean? Nah, and try to manipulate you and run rings around you and play stupid mind games with you. Fuck that. Nah. It's about, perfect balance, finding that perfect balance with someone and sticking with each other, no matter what. And not letting other outside influences try to destroy the relationship. And you will get that from time to time. I've experienced that. When I'm getting close to someone, some fucking mole tries to drive a wedge and manipulate the situation. I've experienced that in the past. But I'm not like that. But people assume I'm that way. When I'm friends, when I'm friends with couples. And I've been friends with an Australian married couple. I've been friends with another couple. I'm fine with them. you know. And sadly, I tried to be good friends with the Pacific couple, and they both, turned on me. Well, if they didn't quite like me, this is what I don't get. If they didn't quite like me in the first place, and if she didn't quite like the fact that I was complimenting her man here and there, saying that he looked sharp today, and she took it all the wrong way and everything else that I've said, she should have spoke up earlier. And number two, she shouldn't have accepted my fucking friend request then. I wouldn't have taken it personally. Fucking hell. I still could have followed them. You know what I mean? We didn't have to be friends. But, oh, God. You know what I mean? Fucking, there are some weird couples out there, though. Oh, yeah. I had a couple once. That was funny. I was with Steve, my male friend at the time. He used to live in Lilydale. And he came down to Elsternwick, where I used to live, to go and see his GP. Could you believe it? His GP was in Elsternwick and he lived in Lilydale. God, he used to travel 2 trains and a tram to get to Elsternwick. No joke. Okay, well, I was with him and I was waiting in the waiting room when he went in to go and see his GP, and there was this couple, and they were sitting there and they were constantly staring at me, and I could feel their eyes on me. So every time I'd look over, I'd catch them and they'd quickly look away. I'm thinking, what the fuck, I'm thinking, hurry up, Steve, hurry up. He was taking his sweet time with his GP. And I'm waiting, and he finally comes out, right? And I'm thinking, oh, thank God for that. And as we're about to leave, this couple just stood up and blocked our path. And the dude turned around and said, oh, would you get this? He said, would you and your girlfriend like to come back to our place for a foursome? Oh, you should have seen Steve's reaction. He shot up like anything. Oh, no. He jumped, like he shot up from where he was standing. He's like, oh, no, me and her are just good friends. We're not boyfriend and girlfriend. And no, thank you, no. That was insane. We got the fuck out of there real quick. What the fuck? A good 20 minutes I'm waiting there. And they're fucking staring at me. I'm thinking, what the fuck? It's not the first time. I attract them. Oh, in real life, in the flesh. Sexual deviant couples. Obsessed with me. I had some random dude when I was, 16, 17 years old, I think it was, at the time, or 18. I'm sitting down at the park and I'm waiting for a friend to arrive, right? I'm sitting down at the park and I had this random dude who was, maybe 6, 7 years older than me, comes up to me on his bike, and he's like, oh, will you come into the public toilets? And mind you, the public toilets wasn't too far from where I'm sitting. He asked me straight out, brutally honest, would you like to come and have sex with me in the public toilet? I fucking let him have it. I said, are you fucking for real? And he said, no. I said, no, I don't hardly know you, and that's fucking disgusting. I got up, started yelling at him. I said, if I ever fucking see you around here, I'll fucking call the cops, He disappeared. I thought nothing of it. I thought I'll never see him again. He comes back about a month or two later, and I'm waiting for a friend again, because we used to always meet up every so often and get fish and chips and some alcohol and music and that kind of thing. And I was waiting for my best friend at the time and her brother and her kids and all that to come. He comes again. And this time, he's like, he was begging and crying on the grass, on his knees. I kept saying no to him, and this poor woman was sitting there eating an apple, reading the book on the park bench. She's overhearing what's going on. She's getting scared. She quickly starts, packing her stuff to go. And I'm yelling at him, ripping shreds into him. I'm saying, don't you have a girlfriend? And he goes, yeah, I do. I said, why don't you go and have sex with her? I said, why do you want me for? You don't know me. He just would not listen. He was like relentless. These fucking deviants all my life. I've attracted them. I'll tell you about another incident. I'll be back.